आमची जी फेस्तां आहा दे आर
Yes.
नॉट मेंट फॉर ट्युरिझम. दे वर नेवर फॉर ट्युरिझम, but they were for that connect. Those who protect the nature will be protected by the Rakondar. Those who harm the nature will be destroyed by that Rakondar.
Hmm.
आयज आमी आमची ती सस्टेनेबिलिटी काबार केल्या पयलींची जे आहले ती, आनी नाव टुडे वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सस्टेनेबल डिवेलपमेंट. आनी हे ब्रॅकिश वॉटर थिंगा आमचे द बेस्ट फिश इन द वर्ल्ड इज प्रोड्यूस्ड इन दीस ब्रॅकिश वॉटर. We have to respect the mangroves because our life is in mangroves. If we don't heed to the call, or if we don't heed to that warning or that godly message from ecologists and like Madhav Gadgil, then we are facing that
There is a
danger
problem.
of extinction.
Hi, friends. Welcome to yet another episode of Heritage Connect. Today, we have a very special guest who needs no introduction. He's Father Bolmax Pereira. He has been a teacher, a priest, an environmental activist, a social activist, and very importantly, the man who is always seen on the field taking the heritage ahead. Father Bolmax, welcome to our Heritage Connect podcast channel. Today, we are having a very interesting subject which you are already connected with, and that is environmental heritage yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yeah, Yogesh, thank you for having me here on your podcast today and getting environmentally connected to the heritage and to the people is special.
Thank you, Father. Father, to first question that always enlightens me is you have been a spiritual preacher, you have been a teacher, and you have been an environmental activist. The first thing I'd like to ask is how do you see to create a balance between these three subjects in a very busy schedule of your day?
Yeah, balance is important.
Yes.
Creating that balance is difficult, yes, but if you don't create that balance, then everything goes haywire.
Correct.
So, being a teacher, being a priest, and being a activist also, I don't know how I make time, and I don't know whether I make time also. Most of the places I reach late, but the connect is, you know, I feel it is a spiritual or a soul connect. I don't have a special connect where I make time. I have to do this now. I have to do this now. I have to do this now. So I don't separate my three roles that I'm playing, or more than three, in fact. I don't separate them. I take it as a whole.
Father, from 1990s, we have seen a set of changing pattern of urbanization in Goa. Now, how would you see Goa before those years, and how do you see Goa post 90s, and what has the impact that is had on the cultural aspect of Goa and Goans?
I consider myself as one of those responsible for destruction of the heritage of Goa.
Why?
I came in 1976. So you are having 1990s right now in front of me. Before 1990s means it is 1980s, 1970s, 1960s.
Correct.
And I was not there in 60s. I was there in late 70s. And
Yes.
from then, from 1976 till 80, I don't know much. That was a chota sa. But 1980s, that is my childhood that I know.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that childhood, 1980s, those 10 years. And when I enter 1990s, I'm a teenager. I'm a youth
Yes.
entering into my adulthood.
Correct.
So that year of transition. And the question that you're asking me is pertinent because 1990s is the, that time of transition from that old to new.
Yeah.
From Goa that was Goa and to Goa that is now being projected as Goa and made to become what Goa was not. So I see it as post 80s or post 90s. During my childhood, Goa was different.
Yes.
I like to define Goa as H2O.
Wow.
H2O is chemical formula of water.
Correct.
Okay, for me, H2O is Goa, hills to ocean. That is the heritage of Goa.
It's
So
a very
if you are
strong statement.
yes, if you want to look at the heritage of Goa, you just drink water. That is go from hills to the ocean and you have entire, that heritage of Goa.
Yeah.
Days आमचे म्हणटा ते
Yes.
थिंगा आहा. So hills, we have the Western Ghats.
Yes.
Okay, Sahyadris आमकां म्हणपाक बरें दिसता. And the very beauty of that Sahyadris or that that Western Ghats is like एक गोपान दल्लेल्या भाशेन. You go to Perne,
Yes.
that side, and you
Yes.
go to Kankon.
Hmm.
Both the ways, in Tirakol, the hill comes into the sea, Arabian Sea.
Correct.
And Kankon, at the end, towards the end, it comes
Come.
into the sea.
Yes.
So for me, it is like entire, Western Ghats. Itlekodin, that Sayadri is holding Goa in its bosom.
Hugging Goa.
Yes.
And
so-
keeping it tight.
Yes, that is the
So
heritage.
somewhere down the line, the humans have tried to destroy that.
Yes. So
Connect?
म्हाका दिसता that H2O hills are being destroyed. म्हणल्यार आमचो जो गोपान धरलेलो जो हें आहा,
Yes.
that embrace of
Yes.
mother nature
Yes.
is being cut off. आनी
Hmm.
जरी तर भुरगो असो आमकां आमच्या आवयच्या हांक्यांतली भायर काडलेली जाल्यार आय डोंट
Yes.
नीड टू टेल यू वॉट वूड हॅपन एंड हाव वी फील. मातशें
Absolutely.
कुशीन दवरीत जाल्यार माय ना जाल्यार पें जाता आमचें. ओके, एज चायल्ड.
Yes.
So I see that connect hills to oceans. So Tingasan jari tor tu mashe सकल येयलो, we have the coastal plains.
Correct.
In Goa we call them coastal plains. आणि that is where आमचें जेवण सगळें आमी रोयतात. आमची भाजी आनी आमचे रायस, पॅडी.
Yes.
सो ओके, बोथ द सीजन वांयगण आहा आनी पावसाच्या तेंपार दोनी हें. आनी आमचें जेवण तें आख्ख्या वाठारान हिल्सा ते म्हणटा हिल्साचेरूय बीन कुमेरी कल्टिवेशन वॉज देर.
Yes.
बट मेनली आमचे शेतकामत फ्रॉम द ओल्डन टायम्स टील नाव this is the place, the coastal plains. And then we go to ocean.
Hmm.
आतां भुरगेपणार जरी तर वचत जाल्यार बिफोर 1990s
Hmm.
we used to go every year without fail 3 days कोलवा प्रायर.
Hmm. Hmm.
हांव केपेंचो गांवान.
Yes.
So we used to go to Kolwa. And maybe people from north, they used to go to Kalangut, Miramar, okay, on the beach. 3 दीस रावताले आमी at the beach. I am from the hinterland,
Yes.
Kepe.
Yes.
So Tingasan, okay, coming to the coastal plains, going at least once a year, those 3 days staying at the ocean. So H2O connect jalo amcha tinga.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when we used to stay at the ocean, there were big sand dunes. कोलवासान आमी चलोन वयताले बेनावली. 3 दीस आसताले न्हू थिंगा
Yes.
भोंवपाचे.
Correct. Correct.
सो बेनावली सायड आनी मातशें मुखार वचत जाल्यार देर वर बिग सँड ड्युन्स.
Yes.
तेजेर सान धांवपाक मेळटालें, देंवपाक मेळटालें.
Yes.
आयज ना ते सँड ड्युन्स आर नो
They
मोर.
have been destroyed.
Yes, so that is pre-1990, these sand dunes were there at the ocean. That is H2O was connected, and above the ocean, the plains were protected by the dunes, and from the hills there was enough supply of fresh water.
To the springs.
Yes, so this is, I feel that entire heritage of Goa is here. So in one word, if you ask me, or if you ask me one chemical formula to define heritage of Goa, it is H2O.
H2O. That is a very strong statement, and you have defined it so well, Father. Uh, Another perspective of Goa that we see is a lot of Goans have been nature worshippers. We are known for nature worship, and we see it in the various festivities that we have. Somewhere down the line, the moment any festivity we have, we get connected with nature, whatever it may be. And we have been living with harmony. We have been living with togetherness. So, I would like you to elaborate, this the beautiful conjunction of and the amalgamation of the nature festivities and Goikar.
See, taking from that 1990s,
Yeah.
okay, 1990s, post 1990s, we have something called as development.
Hmm.
Post 1990s, tourism has been flourishing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Pre 1990s, tourism was not at that. Hippies, alien,
Yes.
it was our beaches were not meant for tourists.
Hmm.
चड न्हू आमकां चड आसलेले.
Yes. Yes.
But today they are more for tourists.
Yeah.
And tourist म्हणटा तेन्ना nowadays it is domestic tourists.
Domestic.
So when we see that connect, it is totally a spiritual connect for us. आता आमचे hinterland eco-tourism is being promoted
Mhm.
in the name of tourism,
Mhm.
eco-tourism. And आमचे देवराय, the sacred groves, जे आहा, they are being promoted as tourism spots, attractions.
Hmm.
ओके, रानांनी आनीक दोंगरांनी जंगलांनी आतां आमी इको हार्ट्स, इको हावजीस, ट्री हावजीस, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, these terms are being created where I see, and even the festivals that we have
Yeah.
are being promoted as ecotourism festivals. In this question, I would like to say, आमची जी फेस्तां आहा, they
Yes.
are not meant for tourism. They were never for tourism, but they were for that connect. गोंयकाराचे दायज हांवें म्हणलां H2O.
Hmm.
So ते connect जो आहा, that was celebrated in these festivals. And those festivals were not to attract some tourists from somewhere to come over here and enjoy and give us some, that economy आमची वाडोवपाक त्या पासत नासले. So this connect has been right from the beginning.
So it was basically for Goans to come in a social.
Yeah, I would say it is
meeting.
connecting us with Mother Nature.
Hmm.
So all our festivals that are there,
Yeah.
आमच्यान म्हणपाक जाता that it is directly connected with Mother Nature.
Yes.
आनी मदर नेचर म्हणटा तेन्ना पयल्या तेंपार आमी ओडमी बीन खावन खाताले, तूं खायला आसतली
Yes,
ओडमी
yes,
काडून. आनी ओडमी न्हू बरी बेस्ट टेस्टी ओडमी आहा ती रोयणीन आसतात. इफ यू हॅव गॉन.
Yes.
ओके, आनी मेनी पीपल आर अफ्रेड डेट रोयण इज सोरपाचें घर. रोयण इज नॉट सोरपाचें घर.
Yes.
रोयण इज मदर नेचर. एंड इवन आमचे ट्रेडिशन्स,
Yes.
सांतेरी देवी
Hmm.
इज अबाउट मदर गॉडेस,
Yes.
मदर अर्थ. आनी रोयण जी आहा तितून भितर जी ओडमी जाता ती काय बरी स्वादिश्ट आसता आनी व्हेरी न्यूट्रिटीव ऑल्सो. ओके,
Correct.
सो मदर नेचर इज बींग वर्शिप्ड हे आमचे जे फेस्टिवल्स आहा तितून.
Yes.
आमचे जे देवराय आहा, आमचे सेक्रेड ग्रुव्स आहा, मदर नेचर इज प्रोटेक्टेड एंड देर आर ब्युटिफूल आदले आमचे you can say traditions or taboos, you can say, where त्या रानान भितर वचप म्हणल्यार
Yeah.
अमक्या टायमाच्या तूं पयलीं भायर सरपाक जाय जाल्यार, ना जाल्यार तुका देंवचार व्हरतलो,
Hmm.
ना तुका देव व्हरतलो, जावं देव म्हूण देंवचार म्हूण जाय तें म्हूण तुका.
Yes.
बट तो रानान भितर जो आतां तुका व्हरतलो.
Hmm.
And there was another thing that I always feel connected, राखणदार.
Hmm.
हे राखणदार उतर एकदम गरजेचें. आनी ह्या दिसांनी आतां पॉलिटिकली बीन गोंयांत तें मातशें
Yeah.
फेमस जाल्लें आहा.
Correct.
ओके, विदाउट गोईंग इन टू दॅट कॉन्ट्रवर्सी, राखणदार म्हणल्यार देव आहा थिंगा, तो आत्मो आहा थिंगासर. आनी दोज हू प्रोटेक्ट द नेचर विल बी प्रोटेक्टेड बाय द राखणदार. Those who harm the nature will be destroyed by that rakondar.
It's a very strong statement again.
Yes.
It has been going for generations, as you say, Father.
Yes, it has been going from generation to generation, and I don't see it connected to any religion. Okay, it looks like basically it is from Hinduism,
Correct.
but I never take it as Hinduism. It is the nature. The nature worship is a nature connect.
Correct.
And the nature connect, everything in Hinduism that is there, no, is ugly festivals. I always see that part, why this festival was celebrated initially. Even when I speak to my students, I teach environmental science also. And we have these environmental festivals of Goa.
Yes.
So titun bitor, when I speak about the festival, I ask my Hindu students, why this feast is celebrated. Okay, most of them sadly don't know why this feast was celebrated and why they were started. But today, how the festivals are being celebrated and how it is taken from spirituality to ecotourism, हे म्हाका मातशें दूख भोगता.
Hmm.
Okay, so initially all these festivals are an expression of that connect to tell you that you are the Rakandar.
Yes.
Okay, you are the steward. आमचे पाप साहेबाची चीट लावदात तोसी. He tells us again and again that you are the stewards of this mother nature, of this common home. If anybody is destroying it, then you have to protect.
Yes.
And you are not supposed to be a spectator. So for me, that connect is very, very important. Where हे आमचे सगळे आता ट्रेडिशनली आमचे एक that dies आमचे आहा ते in the sacred groves and in Mother Earth itself.
Yes.
This has to be maintained, has to be respected. Those who protect Mother Earth will be protected. Those who destroy Mother Earth will be destroyed forever.
Absolutely true, Father. Another aspect that I always see, Father, you have been having a lot of field trips for students so that they understand. The moment you are there on a practical experience, you understand the different efforts that you require for farming. So we have always been there into the traditional farming methodologies. Like one of them aspect is khazans, which is a very unique way of doing farming or agriculture. You see. So I would like you, Father, to emphasize and guide us the kind of traditional ways of farming that we have had. Of course, today we have mechanized, but I would like you to put in more aspects.
Yeah, I'll begin with the latest thing that we are doing. This year, we got engaged in SRI method. Okay, where एक रोपी भाताची रोपाक जाय
Yes.
at a distance.
Yes.
Okay, traditionally what we have been doing is दोन रोयताले, एकलो उरल्यार उरलो, एकलो सालवार जातलो म्हण.
Okay.
Okay, so today it is one, and we have just finished harvesting just 2 days back.
Oh, very nice.
The SRI method.
Okay.
जाले पिकले. आमचे
Yes.
ज्योती आहा ते आहा अजून पासून.
Yes.
And we did not do the mechanical harvesting. Because mechanized farming येवपाक मातसो इल्लो सो उगोता सगळे ज्योतीचे आहा ते अजून आहा आनी आमी थोडेशें रोयल्ले तें पिकले. So once again we went into इळो घेवन लुवणी करपाक गेले.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to get connected to this old method. Okay, and of course today if we are talking about revival of agriculture, without mechanized farming it is not going to happen, because आयचे आमचे जे पिणगा आहा they like machines.
Yes.
Okay, they like the mechanized things and fast जावपाक
Yes.
जाय.
Yes.
So in that we have started the latest revival in agriculture in Goa is because of mechanization. Okay, but when we are going back we can see that wisdom, पयलींचे जे wisdom आहले आतां जावं ते खजान or कुमेरी. So पयली कुमेरी कोत्ताली, where it was a shifting agriculture. एक दोल्ले रानान गेले, तेका मोरोड म्हणटा, मोरोड शेत.
Yes.
आनी तितून भितर झाडां आहा ती कातुल्लीं, उजो लायलो काबार केलें, रोयले. They used to grow for some maybe few years, 1, 2 or 3 years, and after that another 1 to 3 years rest. तेका पोत्तून disturb करप ना.
Okay.
Okay, allow it to grow again. So the forest used to grow again. It might not be big trees, teak बीन
But
तसले
the
न्हू.
weeds.
पूण आतां आमचे चिवरां आहा, आसाळे म्हणटा आमी तेका, आनीक हे दुसरे जे herbs and धाकटेशे shrubs आहा, they used to grow again.
Okay.
After another 5 or 6 years, they come again, they cut it, and again do the farming over there. So by that time, ते सगळ्याक पासी मारून येताले. Okay, that was one traditional one. Okay, आमचे खाजना, we are coastal state.
Yes.
आणि आमची मांदोवी आणि जुवारी, it runs deep into the hinterland. That is the tidal action is up till it goes towards the hill.
Yes.
Okay, आमची रिवर साल आहा सावथाची, ऑल्दो ती ह्या वाटेनसून त्या वाटेन वयता, म्हणल्यार फ्रॉम नॉर्थ टू सावथ इट फ्लोज. बट तेजे सायडीक कुशीक जी शेतां आहा, दे आर ऑल अफेक्टेड बाय सॅलिनिटी. सो सलायन उदक भितर येता. आनी त्या तेंपार सावन आमची खाजनां जेन्ना द इनिशियल इंजिनियरींग दॅट वॉज डन, इट्स मोस्ट ब्युटिफूल इंजिनियरींग. आयज आमचे इंजिनियरींग
Without any degree.
Yes, so तेंकडे डिग्री नाहली वरी, but the engineering was, where it is to that climax. ते आतां आमच्यान वचून कोत्ता जाल्यार पासून करपाक जायना. We have not been able to get them back, especially after the breaching of bunds आनी ते मागीर तुटल्या उपरांत. सो मानस आहली काय बरी, ती मानस बांदपाची काय बरी पद्दत आहलेली. ओके, द स्ट्रॉ एंड द चिकोल, ते सगळे मिक्स करून आणि द वूड दॅट वॉज यूज फॉर दॅट माणूस वॉज ती पिड्यार जायना तसलें वूड
हम्म.
ते पुत्ता तसलें.
हम्म.
सो
हम्म.
हे सगळें घेवन एट दॅट टायम आतांचे न्हू एट दॅट टायम दे डीड दीस. सो the farming that is done, Khazan land, the farming that is done is integrated one.
Okay.
Today we are talking about integrated farming,
Hmm.
but integrated farming was already there from centuries
Hmm.
in Khazan land. So एक वाटेन fish culture आहा,
Yes.
एक वाटेन दुसरे वाटेन agriculture. And the agriculture over there in the Khazan lands doesn't need much management that is required today. Weed काडपाक जाय, नोडणी काडपाक जाय, ते आमच्या शेतांनी आतां बेश्त्या शेतांनी. मागीर आतां पेस्ट येयल्ले आहा वेगवेगळे. आतां द लेटेस्ट वन इज दॅट गंडी बग. तो आख्खो सगळें पॉल करून उडयता. लॉस कांयच कळना कितें जाला म्हण. फूल यू गो फॉर हार्वेस्टिंग एंड एंटायर थिंग इज पॉल. लास्ट इयर जालें आमकां लुकसाण. हे पावटीक ताका आमी पयलोच क्लीन केलो. ओके, युजींग द ट्रेडिशनल मेथड वन्स अगेन. सो ओवर हियर दोज ट्रेडिशनल मेथड्स दॅट वर देर एट दॅट टायम वर गुड इनफ, सस्टेनेबल. आयज आमी आमची ती सस्टेनेबिलिटी काबार केल्या पयलींची जे आसले ते. एंड नाव टुडे वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सस्टेनेबल डेव्हलपमेंट एंड ट्रायंग टू डू and make our agriculture sustainable. Sustainability पिड्ड्यार केल्या पयलीं आमी. And now we are trying to do sustainable agriculture. So those traditional methods are being still followed in some fields and they have to be brought back. ते शिकपाक जाय, ते शिकतलो जाल्यार भुरग्यांक थिंगा व्हरपाक जाय. For which we need the field trips. So if the field trip is there, and I have been conducting field trips, आयजूच आतां हेज्या पयलीं वचोन येयला. And my students of first year BSc, they have never been to the fields. Today they were allowed to even operate the tractor. They were, yes, they were allowed to get into the fields. काल तेंचे हार्वेस्टिंग जालें आगासाई फार्मर्स, डविन्स फार्म म्हणलेले आहा थिंगा गेल्ले आमी. Harvesting is done already, but today they gave the students a chance to see all these new methods, and also in that we have connected the old methods how they were doing. So भुरग्यांनी एक इंटरेस्ट दाखयला that we want to learn more.
Nice.
So that was, सो आमचें जें आदलें जें आहा तें सांबाळपाक आमी म्हणटा आतांच्या भुरग्यांक तें लायक जायना. सो हांव म्हणटालो आय कन्सिडर माय सेल्फ एज दोज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर डिस्ट्रक्शन. आमची पिळगा जी आहा न्हू आयज ती आवय बापूय आहा चडशीं. एंड वी हॅव नॉट अलावड आवर चिल्ड्रन टू गो इन टू दॅट फील्ड. माय पेरंट्स टूक मी टू द फील्ड, बट आय ऑर माय जनरेशन पेरंट्स आहाय तेमी आमच्या भुरग्यांक शेतान व्हरोना. तांकां आमी दुसरी वाट दाखयल्या. एंड दॅट इज वेअर द डेव्हलपमेंट plank that is being used by the politicians also has gone haywire. दुसरे वाटेन गेलो तो. Development means व्हडलीं बिल्डिंगां, developments म्हणल्यार व्हडले रस्ते which are not required for Goa. So that is where the children are thought, okay, तुका काम मेळपाक जाय, your career is to sit over there, एक white collar job घे आनी कोणाची सॅलरी घे आनी काम कर. तूं मालीक आसलो तुज्या शेताचो. You don't need to be paid in your field. You do your work, you eat, you sell. But those parents of my generation have made the children go out of it and be somebody's gulam.
So the divergent tactics has played well.
Yes.
In destruction.
Yes. So that is why I say that people of my generation are responsible for this destruction.
We have beautiful lifelines in Goa, Father. One is the Mandovi River, one is the Zuari River. And of course, in Salsit, we had the Sal, the salt lake, as we, the salted river, as we say. How is it, Father, that these rivers have played a very significant role in the lives of the Goans?
See, as I have said, Goa for me is H2O. Okay, and the water that flows from the guts into the ocean and the water that comes from ocean towards the hill, both are important.
Correct.
And that makes Goa special. आमच्यो नदी आहा त्यो व्हडल्यो ना. Like if you go on the eastern side, the rivers are long, right, kilometers. आमचे धाकटेशे. Okay. So the water that comes from the ocean and the water that comes from the hill is getting a lot of time to mix. And that we call as brackish water. And here brackish water, I think the best fish in the world is produced in this brackish water. And for me, it is special in Goa because the hills are very close to the ocean. So within that area, that fresh water and the saline water mix जाता it creates the mangrove ecosystem,
Interesting.
which is not respected in Goa till now. We have to respect the mangroves because our life is in mangroves. I will say life is in mangroves because the rivers, the three rivers that you are referring to, Mandovi, Zuari, and River Sal, all these rivers are both salty and the fresh water. And Titun, Tinui River, and in the remaining rivers of Goa also, we have beautiful ecosystem of mangroves that gives us this nursery of fish. आणि चणक आमचे
Yes.
ओके इट कम्स फ्रॉम दे टेस्टियस्ट फिश थिंगा आसता मागीर आमी दर्यान वचून बांगडे बीन हाडटा ते म्हणटा सदांचे अशे बट द डेलिकसीज आर रायट देर इन आर मँग्रोव्स
So we have to protect the mangroves in
Yes.
case we want a best fish
येस
for the generations to come.
Yeah, I'll remind you if you remember पणजे केंद्रा वयल्यान आकाशवाणी पणजे केंद्रा वयल्यान कांदळा ओंवळा
Ah,
यू रिमेंबर
yes, yes,
ओके दॅट वॉज कोंकणी गितांची कार्यावळ
yes.
कांदळा ओंवळा एंड भुरगेपणार हांव चिंत्तालो इज दॅट अनाउन्सर सेयींग इट इन अ रॉंग वे बिकॉज आय हॅव इटन कांडा आमच्या दोंगरार कांडां जायतीं आहा
Correct.
ओंवळांय बीन आमगेर जायतीं आहा एंड आय हॅव सीन कांडा आनी ओंवळा सो मे बी दॅट कोंकणी गितांची कार्यावळ म्हणटच कांडा ओंवळा
Yes.
आय यूज टू थिंक दॅट टील आय रिच्ड फॉर माय BSc एंड आय डीड माय प्रोजेक्ट ऑन मँग्रोव्स सो थिंगा मँग्रोव्स आहा तितून ते मँग्रोव्साची जायतीं नांवां आहा ओके 16 species have been reported in Goa. There are more.
Okay.
There are more, but 16 are accepted by the forest department आनी आहा तांकां घालपाक जाय तितूंतली एक आहा एजिसिरस कॉर्निकुलेटम म्हण दिस इज द बॉटनिकल नेम एजिसिरस कॉर्निकुलेटम तेजें कोंकणी नांव कॉमन नेम सोदपाक गेलो तेन्ना दॅट इज कांदळा ओंवळा
Okay.
सो वाय दॅट इज कांदळा ओंवळा वन्स अगेन हें जालें म्हाका जाणा जावपाक तें
Yeah.
तेका अशे बचक्या भाशेन अशे फ्रुट्स जाता लायक बचके अशे जायते आख्खे फूल बंच
Okay.
एंड द फ्लावर दॅट गिव्स दीस बंच इज तेचो वास आहा तो सारको ओंवळा भाशेन
Okay.
सो इट इज a mimicry. I say this mangrove always does a mimicry of entire thing that is there on the terrestrial ground, and so I came to know that that is Kandala Ola. So if आमची त्या तेंपा वयली ती कोंकणी गितांची कार्यावळ was called Kandala Ola, it is a heritage.
Yes.
Okay, our heritage is directly connected to our mangroves, but we have lost that connect of mangroves for whatever reason, either because the awareness is not there
Yeah.
and we have not been connected to the mangroves, but that is where we can see that we are connected. थिंगाच तेकाच देखून आमकां खाजनाय बीन मेळटा.
Yes.
So our rice, our fish is in mangroves.
One important aspect, Father, is that as we said, saving the rivers because of this mangroves that we have. Mr. Madhav Gadgil's warning has been there even for Goa as it has been there in Kerala. So the ecologist Mr. Madhav Gadgil has warned about the environmental risks faced by the Western Ghats, including Goa. So how do you see this, Father? Is this really a warning coming true, or it is still in a standby?
Today, sitting over here as a priest, I would call Madhav Gadgil a prophet.
Okay.
Prophet always gives a message.
Yes.
And the message comes from God.
Correct.
The message that prophet gives is not his own. It is directly coming from God. So, खंयच्याय धर्माचो तूं जावं, Madhav Gadgil, when he was given this responsibility to study, ताणें ती बेश्टी एक टायम पास स्टडी करूंक ना. It is a scientific study.
Yes.
So scientifically, when he had studied the Western Ghats and that ecological crisis that is building up from that time, the study kotta tenna, so that has been studied meticulously. And the crisis that was seen was mainly because of एक वस्ता थिंगा mining aha, stone quarrying aha. आणि आता the latest one is the developmental buildings that are coming up everywhere, the real estate. Okay, he must have not directly referred to real estate in building amande teshon आणि म्हणून ना, but mining and stone quarrying where the water catchment area जे आहा that is being destroyed.
Hmm.
And because of that, it is leading to water scarcity. And if there is water scarcity, then the landslides, okay, which have happened in Wayanad last year.
Mhm.
Okay, and that was already predicted by him that in Kerala, Ibashin, the Western Ghats,
Correct.
basically Western Ghats, if we don't stop this, that is over mining. Okay, mining konnaka म्हणताना म्हणना.
Hmm.
Okay, but don't cross that limit.
Yes.
Stone quarrying, we need stones, take out stones. Once again, don't cross the limits. If you cross the limits, it will be destructive. That is a risk. So, हे म्हणपाक पासून नाका that it is a warning.
Correct.
It is a prophetic message.
It
for
was
me.
understood even before.
Yes. And Madhav Gadgil was asked to do that study because somebody said about this.
Correct.
That's Bashan Zatale, Foreign Zatale, Madhav Gadgil was asked.
Correct.
And he gave this entire thing
Hmm.
that don't play with the nature, don't play with these hills.
Correct.
They are eco-sensitive areas. Don't play with them. But तांकां eco-sensitive zones म्हणून तांकां protection दियात. That is what he had asked. He had also asked, that empowerment of the local bodies, local people.
Yeah.
Local people are not involved. Madhav Gadgil had asked that these people be involved.
Hmm.
So this decision making for any development on these hill areas should be by including those people, which is not done. Water catchment areas are not learnt properly. त्यांची स्टडी जायना सारकी. Carrying capacity of that hill wherever the development is done, that is not done.
Mhm.
And the environmental impact assessment is not done properly.
Hmm.
If we don't heed to the call, or if we don't heed to that warning or that godly message from ecologists and like Madhav Gadgil, then we are facing that
There is a
danger
problem.
of extinction. I am not seeing that just as a simple problem. It can lead us to desertification. I have used this word before, desertification. Goa being a desert, can
Nobody
you
would
imagine?
love.
Okay, the Goa can be the desert. The way we are heading with this concretization of our hills and आमचे ते आख्खे जे H2O जे गोपान दवरलेले आहा by the Western Ghats that is being concretized, then we are heading for a desert.
Father, what message would you like to give the youth, the Gen Z, so that they can protect the environment and the rivers of Goa?
आम्ही खंयचे Gen X? Okay, as I have said, our generation has done a lot of destruction. Okay, we might have not gone with the axis and cut the trees and व्हडली शेवाळी घेवन आमी गडे दोंगर कातरूंक ना. But the attitude that we have created,
Yeah.
and that attitude has been created in the Gen Z.
Hmm.
Okay, so my message for the Gen Z, not only Gen Z and तेज्यावन पयलीं आनी कोण आहाय ते XY आहा तांकां हें बीन, be the guardians, don't be spectators. Be the guardians and don't be spectators, because it is your future that we have destroyed. Okay, I would like to say sorry for all the destruction that has been done by my generation and little before me, the generation before me. But we have created that attitude and destroyed and given you, the today's youth, the Gen Z, that this is development, this is your future, and we have destroyed your future. But up till now, everything is not finished. सगळें काबार जावंक ना. It is wrong to say when most of us say ना रे गोंय काबार जालें. We cannot save anything. No. अजून पासून आमच्या गोंयांत जायतें उरलेलें आहा तें काबार जावंक ना. So if somebody is trying to create that, that hype, गोंय काबार जालें आतां सोडून दी, that is also part of that strategy of destroying Goa.
Yes.
So if Goa is to be saved, it is the Gen Z.
Very nice.
Because
Very
it is
important.
their Goa that we have destroyed already. I mean, कोट्यान नाक बुडोवपाचें actually.
Yes.
But the Gen Z, they don't have to do that. कोट्यान नाक बुडोवपाची गरज ना तांकां.
Yeah.
Because today they have everything on platter. एक बटन मारीत जाल्यार तांकां सगळें information मेळटा. Gen Z has it. Okay, Gen Z knows how to use it. Okay, and Gen Z knows when to shout and when to bring down governments and when to bring down people like us who have destroyed. So I would say, be the guardians, don't be the spectators.
Father, one important aspect in the last few years has been about Mahaday River. I would like to know your perspective of how Mahaday has played an important role and still has been playing. And what if it's stopped? Where will Goa head to?
Madhei I don't see as one Madhei. I see Madhei and Zuari as one river.
Yes.
आणि पयलींचे आहा
Right.
बरयल्ले आहा that at one time, I don't know at what time, Mandovi and Zuari flow as one river. And then magir somewhere, with all the changes that are happening, they bifurcated, which are connected by the Kumbarjua canal.
Huh.
That canal is not built by somebody. Okay, both Mandovi and Zuari are connected by that canal. That is called as Kumbarjua
The
canal.
biggest canal of Goa.
Yes, so that is actually not a canal. It is another river, Kumbarjua.
Okay.
So it is connecting Mandovi and Zuari. So at one time they say it flow as one river. Then the engineering that has been done of reclaiming the land from water.
Yeah.
Entire Tiswadi
Yes.
is a reclaimed land.
Okay.
It is not natural land. It is reclaimed from centuries. From where we can see that entire Tiswadi is like, so सगळे Tiswadi आहे ते, they are in that water connection net.
Correct. As the
Okay.
oldest map of Goa is showing.
Yes, the backwaters.
Hmm.
So the backwaters are in Tiswadi. Both. You go to Zuari and Mandovi. दोघांच्या मध्ये this entire network is connected. It is an intricate connection. I have studied that. Okay.
Wonderful.
And so if at one time this river was one and now it is bifurcated and it is still connected, both are playing a different role today. Okay. Mandovi or Madei is actually covering almost 50% of Goa because the catchment areas are in south also, in north also.
Correct.
Okay, so even the Dudhsagar is part of river Mandovi basin, not of Zuari.
Okay.
Zuari is more saline. Okay, and Mandovi gives us the major freshwater supply. Of course, it is coming from the Ghats,
Yes.
the Ghat section.
Yes.
And the origin of our river is on the other side of the border, Bhimgad sanctuary.
Yes.
Now, when this river is there and the diversion that is sought by Karnataka,
Yes.
looks like, and how they put it is, it is only just 2 nallas that we are, okay, and not the entire water of that nalla, but part of that nalla. Only little. Secondly, there are some people who are becoming more scientific and say, anyways, this water is going into the Arabian Sea. It is a waste. No, that is where we have gone wrong. That is not the waste. If that water is not coming and mixing, as I've already explained to you, how the brackish water is formed.
Yes.
So if there is no fresh water supply and that much आता जो आहा तो तितलो जरी तर ना जाल्यार this saline water is coming up and Mandovi will be more saline, just like Zuari. Zuari is more saline, Mandovi is less saline. Okay, and Mandovi, Zuariche salinity goes up till Sawadde something amukar basan.
Correct.
You can see mangroves over there.
Correct.
हेची आमची मांदोवीची सॅलिनिटी गोज अप टू दॅट खांडेपार थिंगा मातशें मुखार
ओपा.
येता हय ओपासान थिंगा आमचें वॉटर हें आहा तें
Yes.
सकयल मागीर हें जाता
हय.
बट इफ दॅट वॉटर स्टॉप्स द सॅलिनिटी वील रायज ओवर हियर एट द सेम टायम द फ्रेश वॉटर दॅट इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर जुवारी इज सप्लायड बाय मांदोवी थ्रू द कुंबारजुआ कॅनल. This fact has not been highlighted. I would like to highlight that Mandovichen जे fresh water येता that is also supplied to Zuari. Okay, आता दूधसागर bin आता that water is not going into Zuari, although that is closer.
Correct.
It is coming directly into Mandovi. But Kumbarjua canal is there which is supplying that water to the other side also. So in order to maintain that salinity of entire Goa, so it is not about just Mandovi and Zuari, they cannot be separated. So they are connected and that connection has to remain, and for that connection to remain well, that supply is important. And that is why it should not be diverted, not even little.
You have given a perfect technical reason
Yes, this is the technical reason, and it has to be understood by everybody. Because if this is done, if that the reason that is given by the other side is also that they want drinking water, which if you go over there and see and ask,
Yeah.
the people over there, they say no, they have enough water,
Water.
but their water is being polluted. तुमची रिवर आहा ती साफ कराय न्हू बेन हाल्ली म्हणलेली एक रिवर आहा ह्यो ती जरी तर क्लीन केली जाल्यार पीपल ऑफ कर्नाटका ओवर देर दॅट एरिया which is claiming to have drinking water shortage will get water. Okay, and the background that I see over there is more than just that drinking water. It is the sugar barons that are there. Sugar is a water guzzling crop. ताका उदक जाय तें जाय. So those rivers, if they are going to have the sugarcane plantation, large scale sugar factories, okay, and also now the coal that is going through Goa by
Yes.
destroying Goa is going into those industries or the steel factories and coal-fired industries. With coal, they also require a lot of water. So it is not just coal that they require. Once coal is fired, you need water. From where they are going to get water? These are the reasons that are not told to us. These are the reasons that are not told to public. But they need water. Yes, they need water. They need more water for these things. So if they are going to use that water that is supposed to, to be supplied as a drinking water, then they need water for that,
Correct.
which they want to divert. So Mandovi today, if we also say and bring back to the nature worship that you were saying, Mandovi is a mother for us. Okay, Mandovi amchi mai, Made amchi mai. And once again, that mai is divine. And one side, if we are stopping that flow, that fresh water flow, and coming down, we are polluting it so bad. I'm saying just where we are in Panjim.
Yes.
Okay. The casinos that are there.
Correct.
Why there are not, the studies are not allowed to be done around those casino boats? Where is their sewage being released? What is the activity at night? I'm not talking about the casino activity. Okay, that is a social problem. Ecologically, what is being released into Mandovi today? Okay, our traditional livelihood was fishing, and that fishing ओडपाची नेटां आसतालीं आमी इफ वी गो टू द बीच देन मारपाची पागेरां एन धाकटे पोनेळ घेवन हें करपाचें नाव यू शो मी इन मांदोवी इन पेंजीम हाव मेनी पोनेळ घेवन वयता तसले लोक दिसती पडटा कित्याक वयतले बिकॉज इट इज बींग डिस्ट्रॉयड सो द फीश is contaminated, okay, and that livelihood is going off. आमचे तिसऱ्यो on the other side, river Zuari, I come from Chikali, थिंगा आमचे ज्यो तिसऱ्यो आहा, they are going off. Once again, because of this contamination that is going on. Okay, मांदोवीन तुका मेळपाच्यो ना ते आतां, ह्यो तिसऱ्यो मेळपाच्यो ना. थिंगा ते fish that we spoke about, the tastiest fish in Goa will not be available in that area. Because it is contaminated. So आमचे sewage आहा, pollution आहा. So we have polluted our mother. We have polluted the divine gift that is given to us. And that is why we need that water to come down and freshen up. And at the same time, of course, the rules and regulations that are meant to be kept in place. As Madhav Gadgil had also said, there are rules, beautiful rules. Implement them. The implementation of rules is not there. One of the advice given by Madhav Gadgil. So if that is applied properly in this Mandovi river itself, lots will be saved.
Thank you very much, Father. That was such a great guiding force. Lot of information of going way back, how Goa was, how it is, and how we can take it ahead in the future. Thank you very much, friends, for watching this lovely podcast. Please do like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you once again, Father.
Thank you.